Any minute now. Any minute.
Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Old Reader, New Readers. What's up? So today we have Amanda, which of course we can't have a Spider-Man show without Amanda. I mean, that would be cruel.
Yeah, right.
That would be the point. You know what I mean? It is so great to have you on, Amanda, and just to be here with everybody. I'm sure that all of us are going crazy right now, and to have any sort of human contact is great.
Yes.
That's
So
right.
virtual hugs to everybody.
Yeah.
Virtual hugs to everybody. Hello
Mhm.
from Robert's in Canada. Thank you. Thank you. Who else thinks the Marvel Silver Age fucking rocks? Anthony Garcia. We're about to find out if these two ladies agree with that statement. Edited by Excelsior.
Yes.
But yeah, hope everybody's staying safe and healthy out there.
Yeah. I hope you all stay inside.
Yeah. So we are talking about this book, right? Well, not this whole book, but we are talking about three issues from this omnibus right here. This is the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1, and collected in those pages are issues 31, 32, and 33. If this be, holy shit, I've been in Kentucky so long. Now I'm going start crazy. if this be my destiny. So, written. How about this? Let's say it is by Steve Ditko and Stan Lee. Okay, so even because Stan Lee did play a role in this, I don't care about conspiracies, but literally Steve Ditko did everything. I mean, the man, other than the lettering, he did the colors, he did the inks, he did the pencils, and he wrote the story. With the exception of the dialogue. There we go. So here we go. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 31, 32, and 33. I believe this is the first time you two have read a Silver Age Spider-Man story. I know we've read Silver Age Avengers. We've done a couple of other Silver Ages on this channel.
Yeah, you'd be correct.
But this is the first.
I've read a lot of other Spider-Man outside of this, but yeah, this is the first.
Yeah. So this is the story, and it's so weird because this is also such a pivotal role in Peter Parker's life. Because this is the first time we're introduced to supporting cast members like Harry Osborn. We're introduced to Gwen Stacy. And the first time he meets Gwen Stacy, he just blows her off because he has a lot on his mind. And she's like, why, I would never. Nobody blows off Gwen Stacy. Have you seen this? As Peter Parker is worried about his hand. So, Amanda, why don't you give us a quick recap, or Maddie, whoever wants to do it.
I will let him.
Amanda do it. No, you're good.
We can do it together. You know what I mean?
We can do it together.
That's fine. So Peter's out fighting some dudes, and they use poisonous gas or whatever, and he's okay. But Aunt May's not. Oh no! And Peter's got to go to college, so he's already first day of college. The boy's stressing. He's got to go to the registrar. He's got to sign a lot of stuff. There's a lot going on, and then he finds out Aunt May's sick, and he didn't even notice. Damn, Peter. He's like, oh shit, I gotta get Aunt May to the hospital. He does. He doesn't know what to do about it. He's gotta fix it. And then, we meet all the cast and crew, right? We meet Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy, but Peter's busy. He's focused on Aunt May, and he has to go save her. So who's he go to? None other than our lizard man friend.
That's right.
Dr. Connors.
Yeah, Dr. Kurt Connors. Let's not forget, he's also dating Betty Brant at this time. Yes. He's still getting his money from J. Jonah Jameson, who's still a dick. And
always.
And of course, is it Ned Leeds who's trying to move in on Betty Brant? And
he's not trying to move in. He is literally like, will you marry me? Will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Boyfriend.
Don't be with it.
Marry me. Great.
So he's a lot on his plate right now. A lot going on with these masked men who keep appearing out of nowhere, collecting.
Yeah.
For someone.
The master planner, if you will.
The master planner. What a diabolical supervillain name.
I feel like that's like a wedding planner's like most amazing. Like if I were a wedding planner, that would be my title, the master planner.
That's a good idea.
Right. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry. Continue, ladies.
Yeah, so because while he's trying to get the cure for May and work with Dr. Connor, like, the cure or whatever has been stolen from the master planner, right? So he's still fighting these guys, and somewhere along the way he realizes that it's kind of his fault that Aunt May is sick, because he was sprayed with that gas, and while he was fine, she was not.
Yes.
Which, making us read something about sickness during this time was a little rough, Omar, but okay. And
guess he didn't know when he planned it.
Oh, that's true.
So one of the things that he's also doing is so that's issue 31 kind of sets that up, right? Like he's going to college, he can't focus on school, he can't focus on this girl that's totally macking on him for some reason.
Peter Parker,
right?
Flat, come to know and love.
And then with Maddie, he's can't let her know I'm Spider-Man.
Flash Thompson is picking on him, and Peter Parker doesn't care. He's worried about his dying Aunt May, who, by the way, I think this is the first big time that she's almost died. That's kind of become a thing within Spider-Man, that Aunt May is always almost dying. But I think this is the first time, right, in the few years that these comic books had been coming out, that she was for real. Oh no, Aunt May is sick.
Yeah,
I need to heal her. So I'm sure the readers are like, oh man, she's an old lady. She is for real gonna die. So now, the second issue I found really interesting because it's got Peter in a rage. Like he's all mad and taking it out on everybody.
He's mean to everyone.
All right. Well,
poor Betty.
He's not being mean.
Well, I don't know. This is not the Peter Parker I just have read currently.
He's got a lot on his mind. Look, he took it out on that desk. Like he took it out on that desk, broke the desk, right? But anyway, so you two go ahead, and what ends up happening with the master planner and all that stuff, and who does the master planner turn out to be?
Right in the beginning of issue 32, we are introduced to who the master planner is, which is none other than Dr. Octopus, Doc Ock. So there we go. He is our master planner, and we have Peter breaking up with Betty, and he's extremely upset about this. And she's like, I just know there's something going on. They always know. They always know.
Women in general, or comic book ladies? Who are we talking about?
The comic book ladies.
Ladies.
Every woman that Peter Parker's ever with, they always have this suspicion. But yes, he gets so frustrated, he breaks the desk, and
yeah, that could have been someone's face. Like he went after all those gangsters, right? Like one by one. Who's the master planner? Where's what is it called? The ISO 33, whatever.
33. What is it?
It's some number. Yeah, whatever it was. The cure, right, for his aunt's blood to in order to heal her, his MacGuffin, right? Going after it, getting it, and beating up the gangsters, trying to find out where the master planner is, what he's doing with it, and then eventually he runs. Yeah, so I'll let you all talk about this.
Oh, let's not forget he sold his science equipment to get the money to get the to pay Dr. Connors to be able to get what he needed. So,
like, what guy can't relate to that? We've all been there.
Peter Parker did it in Far From Home. He sold all of his toys to get that beautiful Black Dahlia necklace for Mary Jane, or for Michelle. Sorry, wrong MJ.
About 10 minutes in, and we're already talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought you were going to wait for issue 33, but okay. All right.
They use a lot of the elements. They always do. I think that's neat. Okay, go on.
No. I'm going to let you two talk about what happens in between 32 and 33. That's the big crucial point in this whole storyline.
Oh, you're talking about what they used for Spider-Man Homecoming?
I want to admit it.
Sure. Go ahead, Amanda. Yeah. What happens?
All right, so he ends up so after he fights all the thugs to get to the master planner, he ends up in Doc Ock's underground lair that's underneath the water, and this ensues in a large fight, which ends up bringing the whole place down. And while Doc Ock escapes, Peter gets stuck underneath a bunch of debris. The water's dripping down. He has pretty much realizes there's no way out. He can't get out, and he feels stuck. And that's kind of, meanwhile, we have Aunt May knocking on death's door, and kind of that's where 32 ends, is Peter's stuck under all the debris, and the rubble can't get out. Dr. Connors is nowhere closer to the solution he needs, and Aunt May is about to die. So we get on to issue 33.
Okay. No, that was a perfect explanation. So then this is the big moment, right? This is probably the defining moment of this run of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's run on Spider-Man is this issue right here where, he's buried underneath all that stuff and he's like, "Oh man, I failed my uncle. I'm broken. I can't do anything." And it's a really powerful moment. Like it's like 4 pages of him just questioning himself, having, I guess, ghostly conversations with Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
Mhm.
Amanda's in shock right now, but we'll wait for her to come back.
Just having an internet problem. Like a lot of us over here.
Yeah,
it, so.
everyone you know, and their grandmother is on. Even Aunt May is on the internet right now, so that's what's going
we all
on.
gotta use it for work and Zoom calls all day. So
right, way to take advantage of that. But anyway, we'll wait to come back and we'll wait till she comes back to talk about. Let's see. There she is. Let's add her to the stream. Whoa, this is so weird. I'm gonna keep the other Amanda on here too.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that just for me. Sorry, it really.
There you go.
My internet really is. I just gotta move my modem upstairs because I gotta do video conferencing up there too for work since I'm working from home. So sorry.
We were just talking about why everybody's internet is sucking so much these days because
everyone's on it.
Yeah, everyone, including Aunt May, is on.
So now you get to see the back of my kitchen instead, my dark kitchen.
No, it's okay. Is that a mixer back there?
Shut up. Yes.
It's a lot better than your bookshelves, right?
Yeah. Well, you got to see my Harry Potter collection when I was upstairs. It is a Metaverse Man. It's just like a Spider-Man. Didn't Nick Spencer, his run, they had some clones? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Speaking of clones, it's also Professor Warren's first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man 31. And of course, he turns out to be the creepy jackal who is behind all the clones.
Ooh, so that's right. Okay.
What do people even use those for?
I don't know. I use mine to cook, surprisingly.
There you go. All right. So, Amanda, we were waiting for you to tell us what happens in issue 33 with the big defining moment.
Yes. Well, this is, Peter, who is still only a teenager, and he's stuck behind this rubble. The water's dripping down, and he is trying to lift it off of him. And it's his moment where he has to realize all these people who matter for him and that he deserves, everything that's happening, and he has to fight to win the good fight because it's up to him. And that gives him the strength that he needs to lift the rubble off of him and save himself. And the ISO 36, the cure that he needs for Aunt May. So he's able to get all of that just in time for a big wave of water to come and get him. And him and everyone else. But then he has to still fight more of the masked men. So that doesn't take him too long at all. And so he ends up getting the cure, giving it Dr. Connors. They're able to make the antidote that Aunt May needs to save her. Get some good pictures in the process for J. Jonah Jameson so that he can get some money and call the police. Call that. Who's the guy he calls for the tip? He's like, is he another reporter?
Yeah, he used to be a gangster, and at one time he even thought he was the master planner.
Yes, and so he calls him. Hey, I got a tip for you. Master planner and his guys are around here. Or his guys are, so they're able to capture them. Betty, of course, wants to talk to Peter, but he just realizes he's like, I can't talk to you. He's beat up. He's like, this is over. We can't do it anymore.
Right. And then that gives her like flashbacks.
Yes.
Of her brother who wouldn't give up the crimes. Wait, because her brother got killed.
A life of crime, right?
Yeah, like her brother got killed in a fight between like Doc Ock and Spider-Man, which is what the whole thing about him being Spider-Man's a big deal. But anyway, he came back years later as the new master planner or something. Retcons. But anyway, let's focus on this. And that kind of, we're almost done with issue 33.
Yep, that's it. And then he ends up going back to the hospital and Aunt May recovers. And there you go. That's the end. They're good. And he's, as far as his life is concerned, he realizes who he's supposed to be, and he has to focus on being Spider-Man. He has cut his ties with Betty. He becomes more, I guess, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, with J. Jonah Jameson. He becomes more, I guess, ahead. He gets really, he stands his ground with him to get the money he needs for the pictures. And so that's kind of how it ends. With apparently the return of the Kraven the Hunter, according to my last page.
Spoiler, Stan. You were just trying to sell magazine.
Kraven. I loved Kraven's Last Hunt.
So, how did you all feel about the very last line of the Doctor almost breaking the fourth wall, going, "There goes that young Peter Parker. I wish more teenagers were like that, so teenagers these days could have a good role model instead of that no good Spider-Man."
Yeah.
He loves his aunt.
He does.
And okay, so let's talk, because I mean that's practically the story. Literally, he fights Doc Ock. He gets buried underneath a bunch of stuff, and he overcomes the odds to come and rescue his aunt. And that's how much his aunt meant to him.
Yes.
Like, I don't care about new girl. Fuck out the way. I don't care about new friends, Flash picking on me, whatever. Betty, we're breaking up. My auntie is dying. I gotta get that fixed. So that's who Peter Parker was. So
that's right.
I'll let you all let's start discussing these 3 issues, because even though it's 3 issues, Silver Age, a lot happens.
There was a
lot happens
in there.
So I forgot how much words there are.
Pages up.
Yes. They do not waste a single panel with dialogue or narration. They do not waste a single panel.
So, I mean, he was thrown everything in these 3 issues. Like, he went through physical trauma, he went through emotional trauma, and then moral trauma, right? Like, I let my uncle die. Now, and it's this wonderful moment that's kind of become cliched of superheroes these days, but it's just this wonderful moment of him realizing, I'm done. Like, I could let it all cave in and kill me, but I got to keep going, right? I got to keep doing this. I can't let my Aunt May down like I did my uncle. Man. So that was a very powerful moment. Like, he literally...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I would say it's interesting that within these 3 issues, we get the core essence of basically every Spider-Man / Peter Parker storyline that has come since then. It's the balancing his real life with his Spider-Man life, his responsibilities with, just being a human teenage boy. Like, it's everything that we could think of that's in there, how he doubts himself, everything that's there. It's in these 3 issues. And these are the same themes that we see play out time and again in almost every Spider-Man story that has since come forth since 1960s. This is when this is written.
Yeah, this is probably 60. Actually, they dated, right? They were like, there's that young guy from the high school graduation class of 1963, I think.
I mean, besides the language in general and the dialogue is very dated, yes, they do date that as well. There's no mistaking this did not come out in the 60s and not the 1990s.
I love how it's all just comes perfectly symbolic in the scene, right? Like, you have his life is just crushing him, and he's tired because he's been going at it, and then it's all symbolized by the actual machinery that's crushing him. Like, it's so ridiculous, but those panels are so powerful. Like, oh man, Maddie, what did you think of the story, or what did you think of these 3 issues? Being like, we've done just a few Silver Age stories on this show.
I just thought it was fine. Bad. It's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 3 issues, so there's a lot. Obviously, I felt like there's a lot of story like his relationship with Betty Brant, for example. I felt like there's a lot. His relationship with Kurt Connors. Obviously, if you read a lot of Spider-Man, or if you've watched the movies, his relationship with Kurt Connors, right, because of the more other stuff. But still, I felt like there's a lot there that I was missing, especially his relationship with Betty Brant. I'm like, What is that?
Yeah, it reminded me of like watching the older Spider-Man cartoon. And by older, I mean like
The 90s?
60s?
Yeah.
90s. Old, but older.
Damn, old. Okay.
I mean, it was fine. Like I still like the story. That's it.
She's like, it's good.
I'd give it a 5 or a 6.
Wait, give me. Before we give it our score, I'm gonna show something really quick.
Yeah.
Is it Michael? Oh. Is it
Michael?
Michael's comment? No. Well, Michael comment made a good comment about how these issues highlight Stan Lee's revolutionizing comics, where it was more about a hero and his struggle against himself versus, and he's right, because before this, I mean, if we looked at some of the older cartoons, it was just the superhero versus the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them were still written like that even after.
Yeah, of course. Well,
I absolutely like appreciate that.
Yeah,
I go just recognizing that, but also giving my like, as somebody who, I mean, we were very lucky to have so many like wonderful superhero stories now that explore those same things in deeper detail. As the medium grows.
I think one can appreciate things like, if you enjoy movies, one can appreciate things like Citizen Kane. Doesn't mean that you have to love it, right? You appreciate what it did for cinema. So before we go any further, before we give our final score, I do want to show these pages right here that speak volumes to me. And I'm going to highlight myself. And this is one of my favorite things because I love looking at art. And this is Steve Ditko. This is the very beginning. I wish I didn't find these digitally, otherwise we would have shown them. Issue 33, right? Which starts off with Peter Parker and kind of gives you a recap of what happened. Now, on this page over here is when he's questioning himself, and we have a total of 7 panels, and then that breaks down to 6 panels as he's realizing he's finding this inner strength, and then that comes down to 4 panels before we get a full page of him just rising above it all. And that's the mastery of Steve Ditko, right? This is years before. Like I give a lot of praise to what was it, Superman? I think when we read The Death of Superman, that's something that Dan Jurgens did. Or as the series progressed, each comic book leading up to his death, the panels kept getting bigger and bigger, just to showcase the immensity of that fight, like how big that fight was going to be with Doomsday, right? And then this is in 1963, Steve Ditko. Just damn, like that. That's some of the best panel layout I've seen, even the comics to this day.
Agreed.
Now, any last words before we give our final thought, and then we can take it to the chat. And the chat can also rate the story if you read it.
Yeah,
we do it out of 10. So, Maddie, you were going first. Why don't you go ahead and?
Okay, so before anybody, I'm just giving it my rating purely based on feeling about reading it. Like I don't think it's a bad story, but I'm not going to give it like a crazy high rating. It's because it's a solid story. The art's good. I do enjoy the panel layouts. I liked where it went, but for me, it's like a 6 because I thought it was just fine.
That's you have your own taste, Maddie, so it's cool. What about you, Amanda? What would you give this story?
I think I would give this story overall. I'm going to give it I think I'm going to give it like a 7.5, and I'll say because for me as a newer comic book reader, I can appreciate what it is for its time. And then I have to get over the heavy narration and everything like that. But I think what I love about it is that it is very timeless, and it sets up a lot of the themes we see going forward with Spider-Man. And that's what I love about this, because within 3 issues, we get so much of what it means to be Spider-Man for Peter Parker. And that never changes.
Okay. Well, and I'm so sorry. What did you give it?
7.5.
So 7.5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. That's not bad, honestly. Yeah, for people that didn't grow up reading comics from the Silver Age or comics in general up until a few years ago, it's not a bad rating. Like, A lot of these things are outdated in either the dialogue or sometimes the artwork or just the way that the plot plays out.
It's still higher than our Dark Phoenix score, so.
You two can go to hell for that. Anyway, I will. I'll say the older I get, the more I appreciate the Steve Ditko art and the Steve Ditko years. So art has a lot to do with my rating. So I think for me, this is at 9 out of 10. This is a great story. It showcases pretty much what Amanda said. Everything Peter Parker is wrapped up into 3 simple issues. Really, 2 issues if you think about it. The ending of 32 and 33, and that's it. I mean, so for me, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and a 7.5.
That's right. And it's funny because it has to be a very memorable 3 issues, right? Because
why is that, Amanda?
Because I'm going to bring up the fact that they've used parts of this in both Spider-Man movies that they have recently come out. So.
Right.
So I appreciate that. Kudos on them for taking some of those little, the selling his stuff is a little thing, but obviously the falling debris and everything like that is a much bigger element. So anyways.
7.5 better than Dark Phoenix. I mean, from Spider-Man. I don't think anybody's gonna forget that.
Never.
I read the Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man omnibus, and I really enjoyed it. Which one? The David Michelinie or the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man one? Maddie, I was going to forgive you.
I'm honest.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Everybody's got different tastes. There are things that these ladies have both enjoyed more than I have, and vice versa. The only thing I think we can all agree on is that Dark Phoenix is one of the greatest stories ever, and we need to reread it every year.
No.
I think that was said.
It's such a shame because they can't even do it right in the movies either. So it's just really just.
It was done right.
Do you just give up on that storyline completely?
Oh, do you all remember what you gave? I was drunk, so I cannot.
Gave it a 4.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 5, maybe a 4.
I was drunk. I don't remember.
You were really drunk. Someone check the tapes.
It was your birthday choice, and you were drunk.
All right. This is a question for you, Amanda.
Does it look like Tom Holland? I guess so. I'll just have to say I'm not a big fan of how they draw and continue to draw Harry Osborn. I find him to look kind of weaselly, but that's just...
Is it the hair?
Well, there's this one, I think it's in issue 32, where he's like a turned up nose. He kind of looks like a little piggy, and I just don't like it. I don't know, because it's supposed to be Harry Osborn, but I guess he kind of looks like Tom Holland if you drew Tom Holland in the 60s.
I don't think Tom Holland.
What if Ditko made Tom Holland? I don't know. Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
Did you see the arms on that boy?
No. What did you think of the classic art? My honest opinion, 60s, 70s, and 80s art is better than modern art all day long. Some exceptions, of course. I think it varies. I think I enjoy a lot of art from those days.
But it's fair to compare like a whole decade to be better or worse than another one, because
I would agree.
Always exceptions. There's definitely stuff right now that's not good, but there's some stuff that's absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
And this is the same way with every decade, and I'll say that about any comic book art, manga art.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just say one and decade is the best of it. I think some of us will have a tendency to do that because of nostalgia, right? But I don't think you can.
Yeah, I'll agree with Barry about how the color palette is more vibrant. Yes, I would agree with that. I feel like sometimes in newer art, it feels a little muddier. So sometimes it looks very, grayish or muddy to me. So I do agree with him there. What?
No, that's true.
I don't know, man.
It's practically, it is impossible. I'm sorry. I don't understand anything about the way they draw Harry Osborn at all.
You're talking about his cornrows? Like
his cornrows. Yes. You're like, they're not cornrows, they're curls. I was like, that's very badly drawn curls.
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
We've had this conversation. I asked you, why do they draw him with cornrows? We've had this conversation before. It doesn't make sense. Yes.
I don't remember that. I thought that kind of stood out.
What about that is good?
I didn't say it was good. I'm just saying he stood out above all the other villains back then. Or he wasn't even a villain, but
at the time he wasn't yet, was he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
become, I think until like 130 something. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, his dad wasn't even his dad hadn't even shown up yet.
He wasn't.
Well, the Green Goblin had shown up, but Norman hasn't.
Okay. Well, yeah, because he's not even dating Gwen Stacy yet. Well, John Nova. Yeah, no, I really wish I could share my screen so I could show you the picture. I'm like, I do not like the way he looks like a piggy in this picture on my digital version, but I don't know if I should share that.
Omar, what's your favorite run on Spidey? Hey, man, I like that guts icon there. I tend to like David Michelini's run. Roger Stern had a really good run, but probably David Michelini because Todd McFarlane and me defined, a lot of people that like Steve Ditko defined Spider-Man for them. As a kid, to me, Todd McFarlane defined who Spider-Man was. Like he really made him like just this amazing character, the way he looked. Anyway, I know some people don't like his art too, though. Welcome, Candace. You made it for the show. That's right.
Hi, Candace.
Not all Silver Age.
No, yeah.
We do this. I feel like we do this every time. Somebody's always disappointed in the chat to find out that y'all didn't like the Silver Age. But I think we had read a couple of books from the Silver Age.
It just takes a different mindset.
Silver Age. It's absolutely not, because we've read others that are fine. It's just this landed fine. Dark Phoenix didn't land well. I tend to like older DC more personally. And that could be for any number of reasons. I don't know.
Well, and see, for me, I'm just like you guys. The DC Golden Age, I can't get. I've tried several times. Yeah, I've owned like 7 of those Omnis, and I got rid of them because I get it. I appreciate the historical value of it, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know, and even Marvel Golden Age to some extent, like some of the Submariner stuff that I read. Just it's all acquired taste anyway. Like it all depends on what you like.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the death of Gwen Stacy? Spoilers, dude.
Spoilers.
I'm just kidding. We haven't read it yet. That was one.
No, we read.
We read the
Blue.
We read Blue, yeah. Spider-Man Blue. So we kind of read a little bit about it. Colin Spire asked about Kraven's Last Hunt. We read that too.
That was last year, I think?
Yeah, it was last year, which I really enjoyed. I'm still waiting to see Kraven on the big screen, so he's one of my villain must-haves that I'm waiting for.
She fanfics him.
I do. I did. Oh my god, I did. I put him in my one fanfic.
You told everybody.
I did. I told everyone about it.
So, this is a good question. What's next week for Old Reader, New Reader? Our next week Old Reader, New Reader was the Patreon vote. So our patrons got to vote for that. I think it's for $1 a month. You can vote on an Old Reader, New Reader. If you haven't joined our Patreon, it's a cool way to support the channel. But they've chosen it's another Silver Age. But it's a classic one. It's Fantastic Four, The Coming of Galactus. So it's issues 48, 49, 50. Fantastic Four. I mean, that's classic Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. It's the Silver Surfer, Watcher, Coming of Galactus. So there you have it. That's what we're reading next week. And then the week after that, we'll figure out some kind of calendar. We got to go back to DC.
Luckily, I am working from home, so I have more time. I think we should read Monster.
There's so much time now.
We should read Monster in April.
Monster? Is it your birthday?
No.
No? Okay.
But I can't choose because
I didn't say you could.
You heard it here. Omar said he hates Monster.
I did not say I hate Monster.
He hates Monster. He hates manga. That's what I said.
Well, don't you put words in my mouth.
Let me choose.
I love that damn book. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Actually, if you want to do Monster, we can do it 1 week.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot of backlogs anyway, maybe because of everything that's happening. So it's a good time to join this book club that we have. If you want to read along with us.
I'm already reading Animal Man and Gotham Central next month. So if
wow, we should do that.
Huh?
Wait, what are you doing those for?
Fangirls.
Wow. Yeah,
Oh,
Gotham Central
says that 420 Blaze It is her birthday and Monster's her favorite manga, which means Kristen, you have to join.
Did you say Blaze It?
I did.
She did.
I mean, a girl who does not smoke pot.
Will anyone be able to
But
get
the way you delivered Blaze It, no, Amanda, it's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be fine. It's not the end of times.
Well, I was just saying.
Not yet. Yeah. Wait, Kristen loves Monster?
Yeah.
Sure. Come on, Kristen, let's do it.
Monster.
Bring your popcorn, bring your friends. Damn it, Michael, you did not like it? I love Monster. My favorite one by him is probably Pluto, but
Michael, have you watched the anime though? Because so good. I've never read the manga, I've only watched the anime.
Wait, what?
Fantastic. I've never read Monster.
Oh.
I own it.
Yeah, you're going to love Gotham Central. It's one of my favorite books of all time. One of my favorite omnis of all time. And Animal Man by Grant Morrison, I assume, right? Or Jeff Lemire. What are you all doing?
Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah. I like Morrison's better, but Lemire's is solid too.
We just finished season 8 of Buffy. We're doing our Buffy-thon. Man, I forgot how good those are. Like the Buffy comics.
I never finished season 9. I remember season 8, and I really because Joss Whedon was writing some of the first few season 8s, right?
Yeah. But honestly, and maybe it's just because of the juxtaposition between that and like IDW's Angel stuff, which is bad. It's very good.
Okay. So Amanda, you're always welcome on the show. What would you like to read?
Whatever y'all want to read.
You want to read some?
I'm catching up on a lot of stuff. No, I'm catching up a lot of things that I've been wanting to read, which is a lot of newer stuff. Let's be honest, but a lot of things that I have been meaning to read that I finally have gotten to read with the quarantine. I mean, I feel like I don't have a commute for taking the baby to daycare or preschool. Yeah. I don't have a commute to work. I don't have a commute to the gym. I literally have all this time on my hands now. I mean, I work from home. I can work from home, like take a break. You know, it's such a relief. Yeah, idea. Except not being able to go to the gym. I really hate that.
Yeah, I've been working out from home.
Me too. If I didn't do that, I don't know what I'd do.
I just miss people. Like, that's what I miss.
Well, your brother's with me now, so I got company, so.
Yeah, he's a good workout buddy.
I don't think he's not doing that with me. I'm just doing my CrossFit stuff and posting my videos to my CrossFit crew, so. Yep, I'm that person.
Ooh, Colin Spire said Hellblazer. That would be fun.
Yeah.
God bless, yes, but.
I would love to read Hellblazer.
The John, the Garth Ennis run is freaking amazing.
First of all, 2017, Jess, I have already used that mixer quite a bit. I'm a good baker, so I know how to use the stand-up mixer.
Are we still commenting on?
Yes, he said plenty of time to read the user manual for that stand mixer. No need to. I know that already.
Okay, I had to look up Alex Savieg's artwork. That's the guy that drew like Sal Buscema. So yeah, I thought, he did a good job. He was on Web of Spider-Man, right? And during the Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, I hit the kettlebells, Colin.
Have you watched any of the direct-to-DVD animated DC movies?
I own
a lot of them. Yeah.
They're all. I
watched a bunch when I still had the DC Universe app, which I did get rid of. So.
I think probably 85% is very good.
Yes. Oh, Lionheart. We did do Red Sonja, Gail Simone already for Ulrika New Reader. It was fantastic. That made me fall in love with her as much as Maddie fell in love with her. I have also fallen in love with her.
What's up, Gabe? I missed the gym and I haven't been able to figure out a home workout routine.
You got to follow follow a gym. They've always got some kind
yeah.
of weekly work or daily workouts they're posting. My CrossFit box does it.
Let me just say, Richard Simmons, sweat into the oldies, never gets old.
Jane
Just saying.
Fonda. Jane
Just saying.
Fonda.
Bless.
What was that little thing that what's her Suzanne Summers had, squeezing her thighs?
Bowflex? Oh no, I don't know what that was. The Thigh Master.
Thigh Master. Thank you. Yeah, dude, just use the Thigh Master.
I would like to read Captain America by Ed Brubaker one day. So I just finished reading Donny Cates' run of Doctor Strange because I had been meaning to read it for a long time. It's not a huge run. It's not a long run, but it made me fall in love with Ghost Rider and Moon Knight. So I asked Omar for suggestions and got a couple of things to read based off of that, and I really want more Ghost Rider in my life now. So that's one of the things I'm reading.
We can make that happen. We can make that happen. So yeah, let's we can start on some books for next month. You know, because like I said, it's probably going to be a while before we get new books. So let's start busting through those old book. The backlog. You suggested Monster. Amanda suggested anything.
Ghost Rider or Moon Knight. Anything.
How
like that.
How about we do? Okay, so Maddie, why don't you?
Someone said Hellblazer too.
Yeah, Hellblazer.
Dude, if we do Hellblazer,
from Captain America from Ed Brubaker, that's on my list. I have the Omni. I just haven't started reading it yet.
The Garth Ennis run is probably the epitome of Hellblazer. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's getting an omnibus later this year. I mean, not that the other stuff wasn't bad.
Ennis.
What's that?
Ennis is so Ennis.
Yeah.
I never know if it's going to be.
Oh, but his stuff is wonderful, though. Like, I love most of his things.
Yes. Matthew, I like Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange run was actually the first one I ever read, and the first thing I read by Aaron. So that got me into Strange and Jason Aaron. So yeah, I love that one too. That's a great run.
Anything he does.
He's good. He's good. Get Physical by Olivia Newton-John. Great workout routine, guys.
Yep. Okay. So Maddie, why don't you throw out some DC books? And I mean, we could do the Hellblazer by Garth Ennis. Or Hellblazer by Grant Morrison, or there's a few runs. I mean, but that one run is huge.
Injustice.
I
have some omnibuses I need to read.
Ow.
Hey, why don't we use some of that Gotham City Central? Because I'd love to do Gotham Central too.
All right,
Justin Grayson, I love that.
Let's do Gotham Central since I'm reading it anyways.
All right, Gotham Central next month.
You go.
You heard it here. Amanda, you need to read that with us because it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'll read it. But I like Justin's Grayson thing. I mean, I read Grayson just for the artwork because Dick Grayson looks pretty good in that artwork.
Yeah, he does.
All
the people look sexy in that, like super sexy done.
Yeah, and I started reading that Omni. I was like, I like that a lot.
Zach, I
do want to read Spider-Man Life Story.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Is freaking phenomenal, and
That's right. You're right, Sean.
Made me cry.
Oh, Candace said maybe read something that's also on Hoopla for us Omni disadvantaged.
Okay.
Ooh,
I don't have access to Hoopla.
What is? Yeah, I don't.
Well, you would have access, Amanda. Well, actually, both of you would. I don't. In my city, so Hoopla is through the library.
Oh, I was like, why? Because our last name?
But, no.
I didn't know why.
The city in which I live does not have Hoopla. But all of the surrounding area does, which is YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I bet if I went to Scott County Library.
I don't know where my Scott County Library pass is, so I can't. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kristen and Faria read a lot on Hoopla, and I don't
Awesome.
Okay. Yes, Colin Spire. The Wolverine Omnibus reprint has probably been delayed.
Like everything is.
Yeah.
Every hour on the hour things are being changed. Like we're still waiting. Like we've gotten word from the distributor, but then the big thing is like, are they still gonna ship stuff through Amazon and Barnes and Noble? Right? Does that just screw over comic book stores. I can't imagine Marvel and DC doing that. I can't imagine them saying, okay, we're just not going to ship at comic book stores. We're going to go strictly digital, and we're only going to ship through, like, it just does it. Like, I don't speak for Marvel or DC, but in my eyes, that this doesn't work.
You know, it's really funny. I'm just going to interject here that Omar has this comment, because when it comes to the movies, he says the exact opposite. They're going to release Black Widow on digital. They're going to have to. They have to. They're going to release Wonder Woman, which they decided not to. I told you they wouldn't. I was like, they need the money. They are theater things.
I said.
It's really funny that you would change your tune depending on the medium in which we're speaking about.
You're going to bring shit up that we talk about behind the scenes. Okay, that's how we're going to do this show.
I'm just saying. If it's a different medium, also it's different.
I really do think it's going to come to how long they can wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long? Because we don't know how long any of this is going to be.
No.
We have no idea how long this is going to last. Yeah, Amanda calls me out every time we're together. Thank you.
Yes, and you're right, Freddie. I think it's August 14th is when Wonder Woman comes out now.
So Gabe is absolutely right. I don't imagine them doing that. That would just screw
they
over
couldn't.
the comic book stores and places like cheap graphic novels, in-stock trades, Bells and Wonder, DCBS.
They can't do that.
And no, I don't imagine, like, but they also, it's a hard position to be in to make these decisions, but you know, it's we were talking about this a little bit before we started the show, but it's kind of funny, or not funny, but it's kind of sad. That's kind of what the same boat we're all in. We're waiting for decisions to be made so we can plan ahead or plan for.
Right, because we were talking about before the show, and what a lot of people are talking about on Twitter now, is okay. How do we, as the consumers of this medium, what for those of us who are able to, what steps should we be doing to financially support these industries that we love, these local comic stores that we love, in order to make sure that they stay afloat? What happens now? You know, like, what is the next step? Because I don't know. And then with the whole, with the news about Diamond today, I'm like, oh, well, now I really don't know. But I think a lot of comic stores are like, okay, well, at least people will still be coming to pick up their pull list, either through like curbside pickup or delivery. So we still have that revenue going. But now what happens? Rick Nell said a good point, buy gift certificates. So a lot of people's recommendations for local businesses, even if you can't be there in person, or like shops or boutiques or things like that, buy gift certificates now to be able to use later, or something like that. But
I
think that's the big conversation, at least amongst people like us.
That is
it's gonna be some weird times, because I've explained this when I was on Omnibros, and I think last Friday I explained it a little bit. The problem, not the problem, but part of the issue is that Image and all those guys can go ahead and make statements, right? Like, this is what we plan on doing. And I think Image had called out Marvel and DC to say something.
Yeah.
But literally Marvel and DC can't, because they are owned by, WB and Disney. That decision, no matter what they decide, has to be approved, I'm sure, by people that don't even know anything about comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, what do you mean we're not going to be selling? No, that's not the way this works. You figure something out. And I'm sure that's a lot to do with it. So everybody...
somebody else.
We're having a serious conversation. Damn cat keeps jumping all over the place, Amanda.
Sorry. He's hungry. He wants to go use food.
First appearance. Yeah, we're used to Maddie's cat all over the place.
Yeah, my door's closed right now. She's been every conference call has been hilarious.
Oh, because your cat?
Yes.
Yeah, most of my work ones have involved my daughter, so that's been fun.
You never know with kids and animals.
Yes, that cat. No, he has no decency. He just really wanted to go eat his food. It's up on the counter because we have so many dogs in the house now. They will all eat his food. So his food's on the counter. So he jumps from this pillar here to the countertop, which is behind me.
One shop owner thinks both the big two companies would like to reboot from issue 1 all their titles to boost sales. Money decision makers care less about anything else in comics.
Mm.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, when do you do it?
Yeah.
Right? Quit, Omar. We're trying to watch the... God damn it, you all.
Cats on the internet are very popular.
This is why we can't have nice things. Maddie, have you heard from people in China?
Yeah.
Like in what capacity do you
Like
mean?
just how they're doing, I guess. Probably.
Well, the big thing I heard was like the quarantine had been lifted in some places.
Yeah.
Well, only in some places, but in the epicenter, like where things started in Wuhan, they haven't yet.
Okay.
So I think maybe
April 8th is what I heard is when it opens up.
Yeah, they haven't had a new case, I think, a week or two. And basically, like, and this, I'm just talking about Wuhan, I'm not talking about the rest of China. But if it continues with no new cases, like for another certain amount of time, then people in Wuhan can come out of quarantine.
Oh, good.
But I don't know much more than that. But I do know that we had sent over a lot of masks to them.
Yeah.
A month or two ago before all of this. Yeah, Candace said 2 weeks for Wuhan. But because we sent such a big volume, it got stopped in customs. And they finally got it. By the time they got it, they were good on masks. So they've been trying to send it back.
Well, we need the masks.
So now we're trying to figure out how do we work this out till we get these masks back so we can donate them to local hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do it in shorter packages. And there's a whole, I've been dealing with COVID for months, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I remember you talking about it for a long time.
Yeah.
No, Hayden, no.
That would be hilarious.
Let's see.
My Mr. Kitty's got a bow tie on.
Omar, who is the co-host for tomorrow? I'm having Riley join me, and the Mike from the hardcover comic. I like having different rotating people to talk about some of these books coming out. Knock on wood, if this thing is over. There's a couple of good questions here in the chat about next week. So what are we currently reading? Well, we're going to be reading Fantastic Four, Coming of Galactus. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. That will be next Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you've got Hoopla or Comixology, or you actually own the omnibus, crack that sucker open. Or Epic Collection. Sure, Gabe. You get whatever, Matt. I've seen Optimus Prime once.
I don't work for a mask manufacturer. I work in a China-related office. That's all I'll say. But I don't do mask manufacturing.
Okay. David, will Omar be the co-host? Maybe the title of that episode will be called "Let's Talk About the Future of Comics." Omar's tomorrow's show start time real time, man. 11 o'clock real time, a.m. You hear that, Gabe? Real time. Wait, Fantastic Four read along and no one told me? You just now learned. I just now learned, man.
Matthew, I'm not in the CIA, but I do have a master's degree in security studies and in some intelligence analysis training.
Wow.
Wow, look at you.
Look at you.
Not go into the intelligence service for now.
I have read Silver Age comics there and survived.
Okay, I don't work at a Chinese restaurant, you guys.
Oh my god.
Where are you seeing that? I don't even see that.
Someone said, is Maddie's place still offering delivery or just carry out of medical masks? Or
what the fuck? Maddie is actually Oracle.
Maybe.
She could be.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay, so this is one of the questions I was looking at. To anyone who has read Alias, my mom doesn't like comic books. He was asking this earlier.
Yeah.
But she likes Jessica Jones.
Would she like Alias?
There are some scenes in Alias that, I don't know, man. Maybe your mama's a freak. She might like. I don't know.
I would think I would move your mom more towards a different genre. I don't think superheroes is probably the way to go. I would look at some different, maybe an image series, or look at some Brubaker or some Rucka. I think I would go that way instead of going towards things like that.
Yo, dude, get your mom to check out Velvet or Fatale. Those are awesome. There are some weird, rough sex scenes and Alias. I don't know, man. If your mom's like, "Why did you make me read this?" I don't want that awkward conversation coming up. Because near mid condition told me you could read it, Mom. Yeah, no.
Your mama's afraid.
We said to read Fade Out. Fade Out's good. Velvet. Check those out, man.
Yeah, those are really good books.
Yeah, so she liked the show.
Aw, that was good.
Show her to Bendis and... Okay, actually, that's not a bad idea. Bendis and Maleev Daredevil run. Yeah. Love torture. That's what I meant.
Love torture?
I'll explain what that means after this show.
Like kink?
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Like Sunstone. That was an interesting read. What was there was something else that you wanted to read by him. Right?
Was it Harleen? Because that's really good.
That was excellent. I like that.
Can you believe he watches my show?
I know. Look at you. I felt special when David reached out to me. You got, what's his name? Stepan Stajak? Sure, you know how to pronounce it.
My show and steals and just hangs out in the chat. But not this one, unfortunately. So
that's okay. I used to know. I still know a lot of those.
Yeah, I would believe that.
I love those jokes.
Dorky anime ones from like mid 2000s.
Oh, see, they evolved like when they got there. Okay, so next week, remember Fantastic Four, Coming of Galactus. Amanda, you are more than welcome to join us for any of those. Awesome. And then sometime in April, Monster, Gotham Central. Now I need to pick a Marvel book. We got several Marvel books I can pick from.
Spider-Man Life Story. Done.
Yeah.
You want to do Spider-Man Life Story already?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we can do that. No, I think I don't know, man. I'm really weird. Yeah, let's do that. I think it means a lot more if you had read a little bit more of Spider-Man. But does not mean you're not going to enjoy it. It is awesome.
Like older Spider-Man or just Spider-Man in general?
Spider-Man in general, because there's so much that... Do you know the premise of Spider-Man Life Story? Either of you?
It's like Spider-Man in different decades. Like he actually ages.
Like he had actually aged in real time. So it starts off in 1961, right? And then by the time the book ends in 2019, he's an old man. And it's wonderful. How about Jane Foster Thor?
We did that already.
Nope.
Didn't we?
No. You got another show you didn't tell us about, Amanda?
No, that's not.
I read all of Jason Aaron's Thor.
Let's do it, man. If we've done it, let's go ahead and do it.
Sure.
I've read all that too. Are we sure we didn't do that?
No, we did God Bomb.
We did go. Are we sure we didn't go into that, or I just read it because I wanted to read it?
That's probably what we did. We probably did that and then just kept reading it.
Yeah,
okay, that's what we did.
You wanted to keep. Yeah, you wanted to keep reading, so we can do that. I was thinking about World War Hulk.
Yeah.
We haven't read that. Yeah.
Which is a follow-up to Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk, and I have that too, so that's easy.
I don't know much Marvel, but I have that one.
God of Thunder. Thank you so much, Lloyd. Yeah. So we read the first arc. I guess the first 10 issues of that.
Yes.
And then Lady Thor.
Okay, then that must be what that must be what I just read it, continued it on my own. And that's what Maddie did.
So I'm going to go ahead and create the schedule right now so everybody can link up. Oh, there. Well, there goes anybody. Yeah, Maddie. So here we go. All right, here we go.
Oh.
Well, all right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So next week on the 31st, we're doing Fantastic Four, Coming of Galactus. On Tuesday the 7th.
Coming of Galactus?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
On Tuesday the 7th, we are doing X-Men, the Dark Phoenix Saga.
No, we're not.
Round 2.
Nope.
No, we are not ever doing that.
God, you two. Chris Claremont's going to join us for that. Let's see. I know. How about on the 14th, we do the Thor book we just talked about, the Jane Foster run.
Jane Foster, yeah. Easy enough.
And then Gotham Central on the 21st.
Okay.
That gives you enough time because it's a big book, but it's a good book.
Yeah.
And with all this time, I don't think you're going to be able to put it down. At least I know. We still need something for the 7th, and the 28th will be.
Voted thing.
Yeah, we'll let the Patreons vote for that one.
World War Hulk then?
Yeah, sure. Let's do World War Hulk on the 7th. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Freddie. Oh, sorry.
Look at that.
I was answering Freddie because I was telling him that I read the modern Fantastic Four with Hickman.
Gabe, for one of your favorite stories, you always type that. It's not the Trail of Gambit. It's the Trail of Tears he leaves behind after you read it. It's the Trial of Gambit. Trial. Although
I feel like
Gambit
that'd be
by
a really
Asmus
interesting book if this is a trail. Like, what's the trail?
Oh, see, Gio, you needed to step up earlier, man. Yes, we do. We do need that. That's badass, super sexy Aquaman. I don't need a hand. I got a hook, Aquaman. McFarlane. Okay, so there we have it. Maddie, can you read back our list for the month of April?
Absolutely, I can.
Thank you so much.
All right. We are doing World War Hulk, followed by Jane Foster Thor, and then Gotham Central, and then our final one will be up to a vote through Patreon. So if you want to vote for it, you gotta check out Patreon.
Yep, it's only $1 a month, I think, and you can vote for that, and we'll put up a few titles that you all can vote for. So there we go. And then we need to go back to some indie stuff in May, so because you got a birthday coming up around that time. We'll lead it up to your birthday.
Okay.
Anything else, ladies, before we get going?
That's it.
All right.
Freddie, I did like that Hickman Fantastic Four run, by the way.
Hey, are you all caught up with X-Men?
Not the Dawn one that I'm supposed to be getting, but yes.
I know Maddie didn't read them. Did you ever finish reading it?
Are you talking about House and Powers of X?
And all that? No.
Yeah, you. Did you you didn't finish it?
No,
I like how he's like.
I was just waiting until it got collected. Freddie said heavy vinyl. Yes, I'm going tomorrow to the comic book store to go pick it up.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. What you do?
Maddie, what are you doing?
Oh, you're just gonna go there. I need this. Can you find it for me? And they come out.
I ordered it.
Oh, okay, good.
A while ago.
So, are they throwing it in your car with gloves, and you're decontaminating
it? The rusty scabbards
I will travel with all the stuff. I did curbside pickup for 2 big 64-ounce growlers of cider last Friday.
That's a smart idea. We need some beer here too.
Oh, I need some beer now. That's a good idea, Omar. This is what happens when you're home.
There's new T-shirts that are like 5 o'clock beers with Bashir.
I love it. I got one that says Afternoons with Andy's coming to my house, so I'm super excited about that.
Let me tell you a secret, Matthew.
Are closed for like in person, but a lot of them check out your local comic book stores. They're doing deliveries or curbside pickup.
Curbside pickup,
way, it's very minimal. You pay ahead of time,
Yeah, that's what a lot of ours are doing. Yeah. And same with like the game stores and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That shit isn't essential. GameStop.
Yeah.
And in Kentucky, all of the alcohol stores are still open.
Yes, our governor made sure the alcohol stores remained open.
Well, that actually makes sense, though, because if those alcohol stores had closed, like, everybody in the ER would be there for, alcohol withdrawal. Like, all the alcoholic people that were, like, seriously, it would be bad.
Well, and it would be bad for Kentucky, our economy, our local economy, considering of our bourbon. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And morale.
And morale in general. We all need to have a little bit. I mean, I've had several glasses of wine this week just because.
GameStop. We are essential. No, dude, there's digital download. Come on.
It's a shame.
Okay. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Omar, what do you think of Abness Guardians? Oh my God, we need to do Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make that happen.
Been talking about that forever.
Yeah.
Read it.
Okay, so I love it. Spoilers, but yes. Okay. Now.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below if you're catching this later, just to tell us what you thought of this. And stay safe, stay inside. Hopefully gives you time to watch our videos and hang out with us. So thank you so much, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Oh, what a sweet comment.